Russia's 100 most advanced tanks are vulnerable to Ukrainian attacks. The UK's Ministry of Defence has concluded that Russia's latest and most advanced tanks are still vulnerable after one was blown up by Ukrainian forces. A modern T-90M tank, the most formidable in the Russian army, was caught on camera being hit and destroyed by a rocket in the northeastern Ukrainian region of Kharkiv Oblast. The development will hearten NATO planners as the Ministry of Defense states that the conflict in Ukraine is taking a heavy toll on some of Russia's most capable units and most advanced capabilities that they will struggle to replace due to Western sanctions restricting access to vital components such as microelectronics. The T-90M was introduced in 2016 and includes improved armor, an upgraded gun and enhances satellite navigation systems, the mod tweeted in a regular bulletin on Saturday. Approximately 100 T-90M tanks are currently in service amongst Russia's best-equipped units, including those fighting in Ukraine. The system's upgraded armor, designed to counter anti-tank weaponry, remains vulnerable if unsupported by other force elements. NATO anti-tank guided missiles, ATGM, primarily javelins and NLAWs, in Ukrainian hands have decimated Russian tank stocks throughout the ongoing 10-week conflict. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense claims 1,122 Russian tanks destroyed as of May 7, 2022 from a total of 2,700 main battle tanks at the start of the war, according to the IISS, International Institute for Strategic Studies. But Russian tank stocks, while formidable on paper, are largely of older, obsolete Soviet designs, such as the T-62 and T-72. Although they can be upgraded, it was thought that they would be more vulnerable to Western ATGMs than the latest T-90M. The armor on the T-90M is designed to explode when hit by an anti-tank missile, blunting the penetrative power of the incoming round. But missiles such as the Javelin are fitted with two warheads. One blows away the reactive armor, and the second pierces the chassis underneath. The T-90M is also protected with an automated defense system which fires smoke grenades when it is painted by a laser beam used by an incoming missile, but it is so far unclear how effective this system is. But despite all this, the Ukrainian military released drone footage of a Russian armored unit which resulted in the destruction of the 4 million pounds tank as well as a thermobaric multiple rocket system. Intelligence officers identified clusters of Russian equipment and coordinated with ground troops to mount a series of attacks, reportedly destroying 2 tanks and 2 MTLB, Russian transport vehicles. The Command of the Special Operations Forces, SSO, of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, said Monday, the resistance movement of the SSO of Ukraine is working. In the Kharkiv region, during reconnaissance operations, our soldiers discovered clusters of enemy equipment, including heavy armored and lightly armored vehicles. They added, an hour after the priority targets for the strike were determined, soldiers of the resistance movement coordinated a unit of one of the artillery brigades and adjusted the fire on enemy targets. As a result of joint work of soldiers of the Defense Forces of Ukraine, the losses of the Russians amounted to T-90 tank, destroyed. T-80 BVM tank, destroyed. MTLB, destroyed. MTLB, damaged. Ukraine also claimed to have retaken 5 villages around Kharkiv in a counter-attack north of the Donbass, where the fiercest fighting is taking place.